Buenos Aires has much to offer the visitor, and taking a tour of one of the city's historical buildings is certainly worthwhile. To help you plan your time in Buenos Aires to the maximum, here are 5 recommended tours of historical buildings in Buenos Aires. Let's start with probably Argentina's most famous building, La Casa Rosada. This is the official seat of the executive branch of the Government of Argentina, and is where the nation's president works. Complimentary tours of the building are available on weekends and public holidays. On the tour, visitors are shown around the main rooms, including the president's office. Guides give a short explanation about each room and its significance. You also get to visit the famous balconies overlooking Plaza de Mayo. Not taking you very far from La Casa Rosada is Manzana de Las Luces, the Square of Enlightenment. This is a whole city block of historical buildings dating back to the 17th century. It was created as a place of learning by Jesuit priests. On the tour of the complex, visitors are taken to the main historical areas, including the former House of Representatives, where many presidents were sworn in, and also to part of the underground tunnels. The tunnels were built by the Jesuits and once linked the complex to other city institutions and buildings. The tour finishes up at an antiques and crafts market. Sticking to a tunnel theme, you can venture into the bohemian neighbourhood of San Telmo to El Zanjón. This is a restored 19th century mansion with old underground tunnels. The site is linked to the very early days of Buenos Aires' development, making El Zanjón one of the most important archaeological sites in the city of Buenos Aires. A tour of El Zanjón offers an in-depth look into the history of Buenos Aires and how it has changed down the centuries. Argentina has had a colourful political past, and a tour of the impressive El Palacio del Congreso takes you to the heart of local politics. This is the seat of Argentina's National Senate, located at the end of Avenida de Mayo. Complimentary tours of the building generally take place during the week, in the late afternoon, except on Wednesdays when the House is in session. On the tour, visitors are taken around the main Senate rooms and chambers. The entrance to the tour is on the Hipólito Yrigoyen Street side of the building. Make sure you bring some ID and dress appropriately. Finally, a tour of El Palacio Barolo really is highly recommended. It is located on Avenida de Mayo, and the building's Italian architect based the design on Dante Alighieri's classic poem, The Divine Comedy. Guided tours take place during the week. Visitors are taken up through the building, stopping at different points where guides explain some of the interesting facts about the building and the architecture that relate to the poem. One of the highlights of the tour is the lighthouse and viewing gallery at the top. Here you can enjoy a 360-degree view over Buenos Aires. Now, if you're planning a trip to Buenos Aires, make sure to visit us at Sightseer.TV. We have lots of helpful information and videos about what to do, how to get around, where to stay, and where to eat out in this great city.